of Victor Archenian. Oh, there's a Donaire sensing the moment.
Working well.
Oh, look out! Archenian down for the first time. Struggling to get to his feet. In terrible shape. It's all over. It's all over. Nonito Donaire has pulled off the monstrous upset. Factors against Archenian because of his size and punching accuracy. He's here for Donaire. Good right hand by Donaire. Oh, that one really caught him. And Maldonado disoriented. He's
Donaire said to us,
straight left that scored by Maldonado.
Maldonado's having a really good
Donaire is just surgically picking
there to do.
Oh, straight right hand. Yeah, he's won just about every round, and he has rocked Maldonado. There's another big shot by Donaire, and the sweeping left puts Maldonado down.
The things that might give him a little, nice right by Donaire. A little Maldonado's landed.
He wants to end it.
Donaire.
Here's a barrage by Donaire. The referee ended in dramatic fashion. Belting him to the body with the left, and that is it.
Right hand stings Vargas in the arsenal. Jab. He went down to 105 for it.
That's a bad move according to Concubines. Look at that.
And I gave Vargas that round. Just kidding.
No getting up and
Lefty Richie McFranum. Oh, beautiful right hand by Donaire. Followed by a nice stiff right jab. While he a beautiful uppercut with
From an international news agency. Two of the judges actually had
nice left hook by Donaire. Marquez in trouble trying to hold on. And Donaire. Left hook, right hand. Oh, a beautiful left uppercut, and it sends Marquez down.
4, 5. ¿Quiere que te No. Se acabó.
And it's over. That's it.
point about moving up and playing.
He's wobbled Sorenko already.
But
it's to the tempo. It's to the top of the head.
Well, let's see now.
This is a round judges should score 10-8.
But it may be a move. And he's hurt again. He got hurt again.
Big right hand.
Good.
Now he is. A right followed by a left.
Anselmo Moreno. Those
good. Counter lift.
Drives the Ukrainian.
I think that's enough. That is enough.
Blood spewing from his mouth.
Good luck, for years has developed left-right combination. Good right.
Oh, there he is. Out of there. It's over with. It's over with. That is done.
And Russell Moore's going to let it continue. Now he stops it. You have company.
Jumped in with a left hand too. Donaire comes right back. Doubles up the two really good tactics right in front of him. Age of multiple titles. Look at that. But after all this, if Narvaez lands 1 or 2 clean shots, I'd rather be him.
Yeah, but
good right hand to the body. Narvaez is not throwing back.
Right
hand. Hurt power.
That's exactly right. Of course, the crowd wants to see more because they came out to see more.
The athletic level of you or Donaire is.
There, Donaire. Well, and he should stay in his weight class and not take the money. Oh, Donaire fired a punch and
The fast counter punches, particularly of Donaire whenever he does.
Dropping his hands. And he rips Vasquez with a left hook lead. And there was a perfect example. Well, Larry.
There's found a left good shot.
What a couple of punches. Tremendous uppercut. And the left hook to put it.
This is a tough fight for Donaire.
The opponent, and to a certain degree, found one tonight. He's been hit his whole professional career. 29 years old. And for everyone who's been so excited about the prospect of what Donaire can do, did his inability to knock out Vasquez raise questions?
Matapula is now backing straight up, which is not good.
He's doing Vada. Vada just.
Matapula's throwing a pretty good punch himself, though.
Trade inside.
He's not afraid to trade with Nonito.
Aliens, and who did more damage? I mean, I got a round 2 when he threw over 100 punches. He did that round. Harold gave that round to Donaire, who's been making commentary, and so I'll take yourself an unnecessary risk. Oh, left hand drops Manabula. Good uppercut from Donaire. Fires off a right and a left.
Which means he's willing to sacrifice
Your fighter as a pressure. Oh, good left hand by Donaire. Left hand by Manabula touched the face of Donaire.
This is what he asked for.
So Donaire says, bring it on. Fires a couple power shots. That's how it ends.
Nishioka's used to winning.
Yeah, but he's waiting to get a good shot in.
Make him make a mistake where I can counter it. There's the hand speed.
It's cold outside.
Nishioka down. Short shot inside. From Donaire.
He went for broke on that one.
Right hand over the top. Straight right hand. Nishioka says, bring it on. Left hand from Donaire.
And this is what Nishioka starts to do around.
Oh, down goes Nishioka from a counter shot. Coming into this fight, he's been down 3 times in his career, down twice, and now the referee steps in and stops it.
30 years old, so
He's landing on Donaire's gloves. There's an uppercut for Donaire. Good left hand, with which most people credit Donaire is counterpunching skill. And there you saw the left hook upstairs, and there goes Arce to the canvas on a quick, short, straight right hand. 4, 5.
Come back, Packy. Come on.
Well, our fans seem to want a 5th fight, and here's Donaire looking for the knockout, and Arce's down again. Second knockdown of the fight for Nonito Donaire, and Jorge Arce is rubbing a glove against his left eye. Good right hand by Donaire, and another left uppercut.
Oh.
And down goes Arce on a brilliant left hook, and that just might be that, and it is. Referee Lawrence Cole waves his arm. Nonito Donaire has a 3rd round KO.
He has good extension on all of his punches. Oh, there it is. That hook that hurt him right there. There it is.
Left hook.
There it is. Right there.
Argentinian's trying to fight right back. Now the
loss where he's been undressed.
Oh, this shot. Honda is the hardest dude to fight because of the style.
straight right hand. Followed by the left hook again.
Oh, good uppercut by the. Oh, there he is.
Down goes Argentinian.
Donaire.
Right hand again. Here comes the left hook. Straight right hand, left hook. Donaire's going to set up another left hook. Oh, it's a thunderous right cross. And a left hook. And an uppercut. And Lawrence Cole's going to stop the fight.
Doesn't know if it's going to be a jab or if it's going to be
Difficulty that could come from an accident.
You can see that Yeka sees he can punch.
right there, Max. You see him set the move back.
We go to the judges' scorecards. There's a good left hook for Donaire. Donaire has suddenly seized the initiative in the fight.
Last time, and maybe he wasn't ready for Rigondeaux, but speed and power, but also a guy.
Solid stuff. And down goes Vetyeka on a Donaire left hook. The money punch. But now, Donaire has set himself up for a 2-point round in the fourth.
And now the new WBA undisputed featherweight champion of the world, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
As a young and unbeaten prospect, Frampton's toughest test came in June 2011 when he faced a legitimate tough guy in the Welsh 122-pounder Robbie Turley. At the time, Frampton was 24 years old and 9-0 as a pro. Credit Turley for proving amazingly resilient. But what was vividly on display was a special boxing talent. Going 10 rounds for the first time, Frampton showed almost everything a fighter might need. An outstanding jab, a technically perfect straight right, exceptional hand speed, purposeful movement, and spot-on timing. Robbie Turley made Frampton fight hard, and afterward, it was hard to doubt the Northern Irishman's championship potential. 5 fights later, in September 2012, Frampton sought to increase his profile by tackling a former world champion and Canadian southpaw Steve Molitor. 5 years before, Molitor had been flaunting the same skills that fans were now witnessing from Frampton. The point of the fight was simple. It was Frampton's chance to prove he was ready for a shot at a world title. He did just that. Flooring Molitor 3 times, Frampton punched freely yet intelligent. It was all too much for Molitor, who was stopped in the 6th round.
Welcome to the big league. What a performance.
He never fought again, and Frampton was ready to fight for a title. If Frampton Molitor followed a time-tested storyline, that of a champ-to-be overwhelming a faded but still useful former world champ, his next step was quite different. In Spanish strongman Kiko Martinez, Frampton was facing a future world champion. Frampton and Martinez clashed in Belfast in February 2013. As expected, Martinez applied non-stop pressure, but Frampton never wilted. Instead, he punched back sharply, busting up Martinez's face and keeping control of the tempo. In the 9th, with Frampton comfortably ahead on points, he fired a short right and a hook, and Martinez went down.
Oh, got him.
He rose, but was in no shape to continue. It was the first time Martinez had ever been stopped.
And he's gone. What a finish from Carl Frampton. He's answered all the questions.
The fight made Frampton European champion. 19 months later, he again defeated Martinez, this time on points, and this time for the IBF world title. Carl Frampton, 27 years old, was a world champion. On February 28, 2015, Frampton made his first defense against American challenger Chris Avalos at home in Belfast.
Well, the decibel level here in the Odyssey has been raised once again.
With the crowd behind him, Frampton dominated Avalos with constant pressure.
He's almost out on his feet. Big right by right cross, and he's backed up into the ropes.
And in the 5th round, he proved to be too much for the American.
The fight is being punched out of him. He looks ready to go. Show a kidno as he waves Frampton in. Frampton obliges him and stops the challenger in round number 5.
The only person happier than Frampton was his manager.
Rolling back the years as he delivers a right cross in shadow boxing style. And now it is Carl Frampton who takes the applause of this Belfast crowd.
Now it was time to fight in America. In July 2015, Frampton risked his 122-pound belt against Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. in El Paso, Texas. The fight was televised on CBS. Texas is a long way from Northern Ireland, and at least at the start, Frampton was a long way from his best. Inside the first 40 seconds of the first round, a jab shockingly produced a knockdown.
How about Gonzalez dropping Frampton?
And just before the bell, a chopping right down Frampton again. After the shaky start, Frampton then showed his true caliber. He out-jabbed the taller Gonzalez, weakened him with hooks to the body, and masterfully won every round from the 2nd through the 12th.
Frampton, another right hand by Frampton.
That Frampton overcame such adversity spoke volumes of his heart. That he ended up retaining his title by wide margins on all 3 cards spoke volumes of his skill.
Frampton.
Before returning to America, Frampton had some unfinished business at home. The WBA Super Bantamweight champion was an undefeated Englishman named Scott Quigg, and not surprisingly, a hot rivalry had surfaced. In the 6th unification fight in division history, champions Frampton and Quigg collided in February 2016 in Manchester, England. It was an odd fight because Quigg did almost nothing for the first 6 rounds, and that limited Frampton as well.
When is this fight going to catch fire?
What we didn't learn until after the fight was that Quigg had suffered a broken jaw when hit by an uppercut in the 4th round. Quigg nonetheless rallied late, winning the 8th, 9th, and 11th, but he had given away too many rounds, and when the scores were added, Frampton was the winner by split decision. How one of the judges scored the fight for Quigg, I will never understand. That same night, across the pond in Los Angeles, Leo Santa Cruz dispatched Kiko Martinez in a firefight, and Santa Cruz and Frampton expressed interest in fighting each other at featherweight.
Santa Cruz, I'm ready for him. Bring Frampton on.
With Frampton now holding 2 belts, it seemed as good a moment as any for a change. Frampton had fought his entire professional career, 22 fights, at super bantamweight. Given his struggles to make 122 pounds, a jump in weight was both sensible and well-timed. The quick fight meant everything back home, but a challenge of unbeaten WBA featherweight champion Leo Santa Cruz would largely define Frampton's essence as a fighter. Frampton was 29, 22-0, and in his prime. Santa Cruz, 27 years old, 32-0-1, and in his prime. Those who were anticipating a fight of the year were being totally reasonable, and I was among them. The fight exceeded expectations. Facing off in July 2016 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Frampton and Santa Cruz produced a classic.
Oh, lead right uppercut by Carl Frampton. Now Santa Cruz comes back with a 1-2.
It was the first time Frampton was an underdog since the Irish Championships more than 10 years before. But he quickly showed that neither the size of Santa Cruz nor the class of the champion was too much to overcome. Most of us at ringside gave Frampton the first 5 rounds. Many of them were close, but he was the harder and sharper puncher. Santa Cruz accelerated over the second half, and there were plenty of sensational toe-to-toe exchanges. But on my card at least, Frampton never relinquished his early lead.
What a night to be ringside in Brooklyn!
I scored 115-113 for Frampton, and the Irishman won by majority 12-round decision.
And the new WBA featherweight champion of the
He was now a 2-division champion and ranked as one of the best fighters in the world. As we eagerly anticipate Frampton-Santa Cruz 2, what kind of battle can we expect? Well, rematches are all different. In some, familiarity breeds caution.